Introduce the equipment. This is also part of the training, so I might go over things a little bit more slowly in the beginning, just to give you guys an example of how you would actually teach it too. What's great about this studio is we have the open beams, so we have the ropes going over, and the daisy chains, which is part of the swing set, attaches to the ropes just to extend it from the ceiling when it's tall. And then we have handholds with carabiners, the main swing, and then the leg loops. So there's 2 leg loops, 2 handholds, 1 main swing. Okay? So if you look down, you also get to see this great round red mat. This gets us out of our linear thinking and gets us out of our box and moves us into multi-dimensional space. So we want to make sure we're right underneath, so it's centered. So they're 4-foot round mats. So it's, when we go into some poses, our hands or our feet might actually expand past the edges, but that's totally okay. We want to use the mat as an inspiration to get more into the spirals and the spins than linear movements. And we're going to start just by putting the swing behind our back to test the height. So we're going to bunch it up, and it's going to be right underneath the arms. And now if you get it like below the bra strap, then it'll be in a comfortable position to keep the heart open. Right? So we lean back, sink our hips straight down, and then lock in with our arms. So we're hooking with our arms. So we're sitting all the way down, letting our weight hang. Feet are forward like we're in a chair. And then we're just going to sway back and forth. We're going to relax our hips. So see how much length you can create through the side body by letting the swing hold you. Really good, guys. Now, if the swing is really low, we can bring it up. If you like the height, that's totally fine. But if you look up, you'll see each red notch is a 4-inch spacing that will allow you to change the distance. So feel free to make some adjustments if you want. I'll help you if you need, but we have like a little stool you can stand on. Or if you tippy toe, usually that's the perfect height for each person. When you stand on your tippy toes, it's all based in sacred geometry. It fits everybody that way. Okay? So what we want to do is, like I said, start to get out of the linear movements. So we're going to start to spin from side to side. So what we're going to do is push our hips back, and then we're all going to go over to the left. Now these might bop us, so what we can do, you can let them bop you, or we can use them for like our mannequin hands. Okay? And then we can shift back and over to the right. And we're going to just do this in our own pace, in our own time. We have plenty of room. So if we get into a little bumper car action, that's fine. We apologize in advance, and we love each other. So if we can, we'll stay synced up. It's so beautiful when we feel the energy, like the quantum field in the space that we create by syncing up. So yeah, or not. I'll just sync up with you guys. We'll go this way. And then we sync back. Go to the other side. So we're going to be in low gear. So think smooth jazz in the movements. You can flourish a little bit with the arms and start to shift a little bit more into a side lunge. So we're creating semicircular shapes with the body, right? And again, just saying hello, getting used to the fabric, getting used to the bounce. You might hear the ropes as we undulate, but they're going to hold you. That's pretty normal, that sound that you're hearing. So we usually have either the feet, the hands, or the head, or some body part on the ground. So it's more suspension training than it is Cirque du Soleil. Although we will do some flips and some tricks and stuff. I mainly focus on the therapeutics of the body with the swings. So most people ask me at this point, what do I do when my arms start to hurt me and they fall asleep? So we're going to push back through center, keep the legs straight, open up the arms, and I just call it jazz hands, right? Shake out the fingertips or flex the hands back, and you'll notice that's an easy way to take pressure off the arms. And then we're going to go into chillaxin arms. So chillaxin arms is when we clasp the hands behind the head, and we flare the elbows out wide, and we're just going to shift from side to side. So let's see if we can bend one knee and bring the elbow towards the knee, staying in that reclined diagonal position, and then just pretend like you're a little bit of a weeping willow with the upper body. It's just going to start swaying in the wind, nice and easy. Legs are going to stay nice and strong, pushing our feet down to create a foundation. So our torso can rise up, and the swing is supporting us in our back bend as we lean back. Beautiful, guys. If it feels good, you're in the right place. If you ever need to take a break, feel free to come down, have some water, feel free to run to the restroom. Whatever you need to do is totally fine. Get regrounded if you ever feel a little woozy by coming into child's pose on the ground. Just feel free to take care of yourself. And I really do enjoy having the workshops being so sweet and as intimate and small, so feel free to interact with me, feel free to ask questions, feel free to give comments, feel free to ooh and ah in the poses, if you feel like some spontaneous like soul church happening, all of that's completely welcomed. We're much more relaxed around here about those things. And we're just going to stay focused in our bodies, like create an embodiment practice with the swing to inform and infuse the cells with a new kind of wisdom, right? So we're activating and opening up more codes in the body, I call it. And now we're going to come back through center. Why don't we go ahead and heel toe the feet together. We're going to push with straight legs and come into another supportive back bend. This time, open up the arms wide and then overhead, come into your fullest expression. And then we're going to exhale, use a forearm press when we come down. So forearms against the swing. Start to drop the hips, pick the feet up. Flex back to stretch the hamstrings. Hips are heavy, right? Okay, good. Inhale, press up, and as we press up, we lean back, enjoy support of the back bend. Open the arms wide, swim back overhead. Exhale, come back down. Just kind of make it up. I call it aerial yoga play, so you can explore and experience the body in whatever way feels good. So just try your own version of synchronized swimming, however you want to move the arms, however you want to play in the space. Just take 5 breaths to enjoy the deepest expression of the back bend for you. And when you want to take a little break, come down into the hamstring stretch and pause, and then revisit it again. So 3 more breaths like that. Just stick with it and get familiar with how the swing can access and help you go further back into arching from the upper thoracic spine. So the lumbar, the lower back, stays nice and long throughout the practice, and we allow the arching to happen from the upper back. And just see if you can find the comfort and support of the swing there. And then we're all going to meet with the hands clasped behind the head and come into another version of the Weeping Willow. This time legs squeeze together, hips press up. And we're letting the body gently sway from side to side. Nice. Very good. Again, we're not going to worry too much about syncing up quite yet. Just let it be in your own time and in your own flow. So that intensity along the back of the ribs and underneath the subscap, that'll eventually open up the tightness there, but sometimes it can be a little much if you're new to the practice, but just know that that's normal as it starts to open up all the connective tissue. Feel free to take a break and adjust as you need. Good. Then we're going to come back through center. Let's go ahead and come into our forearm press. We're going to lift the right knee up, shoot it back, and come into a forward lunge. We're just practicing some yoga translations to begin, nice and easy, to see how we can use the swing to support us to go deeper into our practice. So in a lunge, usually it's hard to keep the spine nice and straight and upright. So notice with the forearms pressing in, we can arch and open at the heart, and at the same time drop in to get a big psoas stretch on the right side. So just focus on that as you drop the hips and pulse a little bit with the breath. Just coming in and out slowly. Not a big movement, more like the micro movements. That's perfect. To allow the body to drop in a little bit deeper and then come out of it. So we take these little tiny breaks in between to allow us to go deeper. And now what we're going to do is try to arch into a back bend. We're going to press our forearms in strongly, lift the heart up towards the sky, and then sink your head back. So if you want, you can straighten the front leg. That would make an even bigger expression, even deeper back bend. Beautiful. Only go as far as it feels good for today, and then exhale, come on back down to Let's try that one more time. Let's all tuck the toes under. It's a little bit different with the toes tucked under. So we're going to press in so much our back knee lifts. And then straighten the front leg if you want to go deeper. And then bring the crown of the head towards your heel. You're obviously not going to touch. Just make sure that the back is happy. And then come on back down on the exhale. Really good, guys. Isn't that amazing? You just go so much deeper with the support. Okay, we're going to straighten both legs out in front of us. Let's take a pause. Just drop the hips. We're switching sides. Flex the feet back. Good. Inhale, press the hips up one more time. Left leg shoots back. Knee bends. Keep the heart lifted. Arch and open. Exhale, drop it a little bit deeper. So we always make sure that the heel and the knee are tracking in a straight line with the ankle. So we have the alignment in the front leg when we drop in. And then when we inhale, we can press and lift up. Focusing on our back bends and our heart opening in the lunges. Good. And now this time, let's come into our holistic expression. Arch and open, straighten the front leg if you want, and lean back. Head towards the heel. Beautiful. Exhale, sink back down. Awesome. Okay, straighten both legs. Let's stay here. Flex the feet back, drop the hips. Wiggle the hips a little from side to side, ride the tail. And then when we press the hips up one more time, we're going to come into supported twist. We lift the left knee up. Roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. And then sit down. So knee tends to be in line with the other knee. The foot tends to be in line with the knee. We want the knee in line with the hip. Yes, so we walk it back even further. And much bigger twist. There you go. You're going even further if you can. Perfect. Now look over the opposite shoulder. So my knee is going to the right. My gaze is going to the left. Now press in strongly and drop the hips a lot so we get that tractioning happening between gravity pulling the hips down and our arms supporting us as the upper body moves up. And then you should really feel that all through the side body, QL, oblique area. You guys feel it? Yeah, pretty amazing. Such a big stretch. Inhale, pull that knee back up into the chest. Come back to neutral. Pause. Let's do second side. Lift the right knee up. Roll into the outer edge of the left foot, flexing it back. Step in line with the hips. So knee in line with the hip. It's a much bigger twist that way. Then gaze back over the right shoulder. Gaze back behind you. Good. Now notice the further you go, the deeper the twist, but really the magic happens when we drop the hips. So we're twisting, but really the heaviness of gravity just doing the work for us is what's really getting in there. And this is the part of the body that easily gets congested and stuck. So this is a wonderful way to open it up. Inhale, come back. Let's just take a break in the supported back bend one last time. Either stay open for eagle wings or support the neck. Clasp the hands behind the head and sway it out from side to side. We're just going to be 2 more minutes. I know the swing is intense on the back. You're not used to it. And then we're going to come into forward fold to give it a little break. Yeah, particularly on the skin. Usually I recommend wearing like a little shirt, a little something under the arm so it'll help with the fascia until the body gets used to it. It does get easier. But at first it's like, ooh la la. Okay, we're going to walk back out to our sumo squat. I just want to do a little bit more shifting with the hips. So you can stay here with the forearms. That's totally fine. But I want to, if you can bring your hands down to your thighs, I want to focus on lubricating the hip joint and creating more of a rotation here. So instead of just side to side, we twist. Yes, that's it. That's perfect. Knees are going to stay wide, so we're not twisting at the knee, but we're really allowing the hips to start to open and lubricate. This really comes in handy when we start to do our chillaxing pose and loosen up all this stickiness, right? So we're letting gravity just let us hang, and then we're rotating in the hip joints. It's a lot more like the belly dancing moves to get those small isolations going. Beautiful, guys. So then we're going to shift forward.